Hey everybody, it's me, it's MichaelB, and it's Thursday, so I definitely shouldn't be doing chill and chat on a Thursday, but I can't help myself. I love talking to you guys all too much. You really didn't think I was going to be able to stay away till Friday, did you? There was some Arcade1Up news that broke today. We all knew the pre-orders were going up, and I've been preaching for forever that there were price increases coming, but the price increases were a little bit more than I anticipated. And I want to say thank you so much to Walter Hepner, who told me that the thumbnail I put up, the prices are actually wrong. It's actually $6.49 for TMNT Turtles in Time. Street Fighter is $5.99 everywhere, but that's the one that comes with the stool. I'm assuming the one that doesn't come with the stool is going to be $4.99. But then again, I should never assume anything, should I? Anyways, guys... Wow. This has been a very interesting day all over the Arcade1Up forums, talking to you guys, and I'm here to get your guys' opinion of this tonight. I want to hear your feedback, and I can't wait. So thank you so much for joining me on this very special episode of Chill and Chat with MichaelB. So Richard Papadakis says, Happy Canada Day. Yes, Happy Canada Day to those here in Canada who are celebrating it this year. I wasn't going to do anything, and that's the reason why I just didn't make it like a normal video about this earlier today. I really took the day, spent it with my wife and kid who are both off, and, I appreciated the time off, but it would be in poor taste of me not to say that we're not really celebrating personally Canada Day this year because of what's going on with the residential schools and what happened with the Indigenous people. We, I don't mean to push politics here, but it's a bit of an awkward year, and it's something that Canada certainly needs to make up for. It's a horrible thing, so, respect to the Aboriginal people and everything that happened here. I really shouldn't even be talking about this, but I just want to make sure Happy Canada Day, but at the same time, there's something bigger we have to look at this year. So with that out of the way, let's talk about... I'm always getting sun, man. You believe it or not, I'm outside a ton in the summertime. I have cars with sunroofs. I love the sun. I love being outside. For somebody who is inside with an arcade with all the lights turned off so much, yeah. So, anyways, sorry about bringing all that stuff up earlier, guys. Let's talk about this arcade stuff. So, Arcade1Up pre-orders came out today. They came out TMNT and Street Fighter 2 Big Blue. I'm in Canada, so I apologize. I did mention that my thumbnail was kind of off, but I was more fixated on the Canada pricing. So, what I expected was that the prices from Randy Records would kind of be good. So I expected TMNT to be $5.99, and I expected Street Fighter not to have the stool and to be $4.99, and hence my thumbnail. Then I saw the Canadian prices when the Best Buy pre-order went up. I checked directly at 11:30, and it was $829 for TMNT and $769 for Street Fighter 2 Big Blue, and it really, really caught me off guard. I mean, it shouldn't. If you do the calculation on the legacy cabinets, I mean, it's still $100 Canadian markup, but I mean, if you do it, if $4.99 is the price for Street Fighter 2 without the stool, $769 is $120 US markup before inflation, so it's crazy. So I'm at the point where I don't know if I can justify that. Like, I'm already at an argument with my wife where my arcade's full, like, and then I've got to sell something and now justify these really, really high new prices to get something else. So it's a bit of a weird one for me, but I want to hear from you guys. Like, you're taking a look at the prices here in the States. We got $6.49 for Turtles, and we have $5.99 for Street Fighter 2 Big Blue, but it does come with the stool as well. So let's see what everybody thinks. Agent Chris, okay, Mike, question. What do you plan on doing for your 10-year YouTube anniversary? Yeah, that's coming up, isn't it, Agent Chris? Forgot all about that. I should probably think of something. Kevgret says, Arcade and that game's just got a whole lot more appealing. With TMNT's price of admission for any guest would be Pizza Party, yeah. Hold on, guys. I just arcade. Oh, let me get my normal chat up. These kind of prices will kill the hobby. One site says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes with 6 games. Super Leaf will come back to that. Gosh, you just got a car. I did get a new car, and we'll come back to that too. It was hard to get a car because chip shortages. And why would that be relevant to this conversation? Hello, Michael B. New prices are too much for me, but I'll enjoy what I have so far. That's the big one for me. I am so happy I have a full arcade. I got so many cool things to play that I'm not as stressed about this as everybody else. Like, if there were a bunch of games coming out this year I was really excited about, like if they had dropped that Robotron 2084, I'd be pretty bummed about these new prices. But there's nothing out there that was pushing me to go out and buy anything immediately, so I'm okay. Jester Mariel, why do you assume that Turtles has 6 games? Why? So, alright, let's talk about that. The elephant in the room. P-Dubs put out a video. Turtles has 6 games. Best Buy apparently have jumped the gun and listed the TMNT cab as having 6 games. Let's talk about those games specifically. Let's see if I can do this properly and bring the actual YouTube page into the conversation. Let's see. So, because sometimes it doesn't do this stuff very good for me. Okay, so just 1 second here, guys. Just 1 second. Best Buy Canada. Yep, here we go. 1 second, guys. I apologize. While I'm doing this, entertain yourself. That's not good. Nope, that's the wrong one. I apologize, guys. Just give me a second here. I'm not super computer literate, so... Alright, so let me see if I can do this. It's really not going to let me do it. I'm going to try to do this. This is going to totally be wrong. But, alright, let's do this. Okay. You can see that on the screen. Yeah, I'm using OBS. There we go. So there's Turtles. And now it's gone nuts. See, I knew this was what was going to happen. That's not going to work, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's delete that because, yeah, we're going to remove that. Sorry, guys. That didn't work. But I'll tell you the games here. So we've got lists. Turtles in Time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Main Event, Crime Fighters, Metamorphic Force is the only real one I know, and Vendetta. So these are 4 other Konami games. That's what it's stating. However, none of the other sites say that on the stream on subbing. I know, horrible, horrible. So, Best Buy saying that. No other site in Canada is reporting that. If you take a look at The Brick says only 2 games. So, I don't know what to think. However, Arcade1Up did say that depending on the retailer, it might have different games. We've seen this with the Miss Pac-Man cabinet. So maybe there will be multiple versions of TMNT, ones with different games. But I think this might have been a mistake from Best Buy. The other thing, too, is, honestly, the community feedback was... wow, this is just a rehash cabinet just with Wi-Fi. There's no additional games. So maybe they did scramble to put some more games on it, and this is what they added. A couple more Konami games just to make it a little different. These are all things that to consider, but do not take the Best Buy pre-order as gospel until you hear something from Arcade1Up directly. Nobody that I know has any definitive information except for this mispost by Best Buy Canada. So, yeah. I'd be quite okay if Arcade1Up sold upgrade kits for previous versions. I thought so too. I mean, that's what the arcades were all about. It was all about conversion cabs, right? So when I looked at X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom coming out, I was like, oh, cool. I hope they sell a PCB that I can just switch out with my Marvel superheroes. But alas, that's not really their model. Steve V, I think it's a mistake by Arcade1Up. What do you think is a mistake? Still not worth it. $800. The Canadian prices is crazy when you look at it that way, and the exchange rate. So I can't bring it up, but Just stop toying with us and release Robotron. I know, Evan. I wish they would. Walter Hapner says it's $770 US shipped and after taxes here. What? For Street Fighter Big Blue or Turtles? I know you guys, if you go with Arcade1Up, they have their own payment plan now. I was going to bring this up too. I've got it here. I brought it up to try to get the price. So partially, and then you can get it shipping. Down payment due is $100. I don't see anything about shipping, but I guess I would have to sign in to get verified on what the shipping prices will be. Extra games makes it worth it. If there is extra games, I don't know. TMNT Walter has. Most of the boards have USB. Why not add a USB Wi-Fi adapter? They could. Turtles is $770, Kevgret says. So $649 I thought might have been the big Best Buy price, because we've all seen this with Arcade1Up, the pinballs, other cabinets that come out at Best Buy. There's usually some kind of weird Best Buy US markup where it's $50 more. So $649 I thought was just Best Buy doing Best Buy stuff. But I went on the Arcade1Up page and it's $649 as well. And, I checked GameStop, $649 as well. So surprise, that's $50 more than I thought it was going to be. And we've been talking about this for a while. We knew prices were going up because we knew that the cost of wood had increased. And before I get slaughtered in the comments about the cost of wood comment, I know it's come down again quite a bit. So maybe it's not that. But the big one is LCD screens have gotten a lot more expensive. So that's why I think they're sticking with the 17-inch screen. But they're paying more for that. Then on top of that, chip shortages. Chip shortages are nuts. Like, they cannot stock trucks and cars. Pretty much, there's cars at the plant, like 22,000 cars at the Ford plant right now, waiting for chips to come in, that are built, just waiting for chips to come in so they can get the cars out. I bought a car. Holy strawberries, Batman. It's MichaelB.theGameGenie. What brings you around my neck of the woods? Hey, Nostalgia. What are you doing, man? Get your Switch ready, because after this, sometime tonight, we're going to test out that whole gameplay thing. Right, buddy? $4.99, I'm sure they're still making money. Yeah, that's the other thing. Before I get too far off, everybody's saying, like, man, these prices are going to kill Arcade1Up. They'll be fine. They'll sell them to somebody. Somebody's going to buy these, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, going back to that, so obviously there's world factors that have caused them to raise their prices, so that is what that is. But the question is, us as consumers, are we okay with these price increases? Because what are you really getting for the additional money you're putting in? You have to understand that they're coming from a standpoint, but you as a consumer, how much more are you willing to pay? And if so, is the increases that they've included, like some people have said the extra games on TMT make it worth it? What about the Wi-Fi, new cabinet design, new form factor for Street Fighter, and the games on that? Is that enough for you to pay these new prices in order to get these cabinets, or to shift out your old cabinets for them? A tool, I have no idea if Street Fighter Big Blue has scan lines. I haven't even seen that yet. Digipunk, they're not sold out. Well, here's the thing. This is the magical thing about what's going out there now. They don't have to be sold out because there's no firm number. That's the other thing. It's not like these cabs are coming out anytime soon. It's the fall before these cabs are actually going to be coming out. Yeah, I've noticed a slight increase in TVs. I was thinking about adding a new TV to my arcade. Just wanted to get a 40-inch TV, and they're on like $500 Canadian. And I'm like, that's bananas. I could buy a 65-inch TV just a couple months ago for $500. Just ordered Big Blue on GameStop, $637.79 Inc. Tax and delivery, Kelsel says. Lit marquee, deck, Wi-Fi, and a stool. Online play with no monthly fee. Seems good price to me. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, people are pretty comfortable with paying whatever they're willing to pay. Kelsel, I think you're missing the point of this. It's not about that. I appreciate that feedback, but I guess the question is the price increase worth it? You're saying yes. Is this really about inflation? Tech is getting at least 50% more expensive. Wood is falling again. They can't use that as an excuse soon. No, I don't think that it's anything to do with wood. And Maybe I read Kelsel's Arcade's comment later. He just ordered, and I know Bobby Vu ordered. I've seen a lot of people ask, who's ordering these? Grouch Gamer mentioned to me earlier on Instagram, who's ordering these? Well, I'm seeing a lot of people, like, listen, I was in on Big Blue. I was looking at it, and I was like, yeah, man. And if that was $5.99, I'd probably have 2 Street Fighter arcades in my arcade. But it was $7.69, which is a little too close to $800 for me, regardless of what it has. So just the price point and what I already have and what I'm looking for doesn't stick out. Atul says price increase is not worth it. Yes, increase is worth it for Wi-Fi, extra dev to make. I don't know about that, Kelsels. That's to you. But from a consumer standpoint to you, yes. But me, like, that's a hard sell on me. That's a big increase, like, to go up an extra $170 Canadian in order to pick this up. Restalgia trying to take credit for something that everybody else said. Yeah, that sounds about right, too. We all said there was going to be a price increase. Like, we all called it Restalgia. I've got dedicated videos. There's no QC increase, that's for sure. Hope X-Men will be $600. I think X-Men's going to be the same price as Turtles. That's what I would guess. B-Kong ordered 2 Big Blues. That's surprising. Street Fighter Online is awesome, but 710 is silly. Don't get confused with the 710 thing. Like, Street Fighter isn't 710. Like, people are adding the shipping in there, but you can't count the shipping. You have the Lara factor. See, Jester, that's the other thing, too. I do have the Lara factor to consider. Did Street Fighter 2 Legacy have scan lines? Killsels, you're blowing my mind right now. I've got to go and try this afterwards. Yeah, Bobby Vu. I know Bobby Vu's another one. So Bobby Vu, Kelsels Arcade, they're both guys that ordered the Street Fighter 2 Big Blue today. I'm passing on everything above $4.99, but I would pay $5.99 for Robotron. Yeah. Jamie says, one benefit to being out of space, it forces us to be more selective. Yeah, see, that's the thing, too. I'll have to pay $6.50 for X-Men. I'm on a weird one about that because it's $8.69. My daughter is a huge X-Men fan, and out of everything that was supposedly coming out this year, that was the cab I was looking at, but I have to sell 2 cabinets or NBA Jam in order to make space for it. Plus then, I mean, it's $8.69. $869. So, Count. No, Kev, that's not what I'm saying. Can't count shipping. If you buy from a different retailer that's not Arcade1Up, you don't have to count shipping. If you order from GameStop or Best Buy, it's free shipping. That's what I mean. I think DG Imagery, I think people are going to buy it. Like we've mentioned, Kelso's Arcade and Bobby Vu are here in the chat, and they've both already put down their pre-orders. So, yeah, I think people are going to buy it. Listen, guys, I think people are still going to buy these. Like, it might be a harder sell. However, that's Loco Maverick in Canada. It's $829. $829. Sorry, I keep saying $869. $829 for X-Men. I would bother, but I love paying extra for the same product. Well, Restalgia's got a point. There's not really any quality increase in this. I mean, the same cab that is X-Men versus Street Fighter with the Wi-Fi and all that stuff is what you're getting with the new cabinet. So, like, for people saying, well, I really like the Wi-Fi on Street Fighter, that's the same cabinet as X-Men versus Street Fighter that they previously could sell for $5.99 here in Canada and, $3.99 US, so why are we paying more? I get that. So it's not great from a consumer standpoint when you're paying the same. It's different, like, if you're jumping even consoles from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, if there's a slight increase, you can accept that because you're getting a whole different platform. With this, you're not getting new technology, new chips, new buttons, anything like that. You're just getting different games with a few different options, so I don't know. I mean, it's all in the eye of the beholder. I'm here to look at what you guys think. I passed on Big Blue, like the idea, but I recently scooped up a Street Fighter cocktail for $150. Worth it or not, $600 isn't much money to worry about. Your wife is much more kind than I Well, it's not 600 here. It's 769 in Canada. So, and when I'm a little bit out of room and I've got some, imagine a Nintendo cab. Why do you think Material defended the Nintendo cab would be more? Because it's the license? Sling Spade says, at these prices, I'll take Robotron and World Class Bowling and call it quits. Seriously? I got something going when I get my big blue. All right, and Bekong has 2 apparently. I don't think they lost their mind. I think that they have a profit margin that they want to meet. They have material costs, and basically, in order for them to continue at the level that they're doing, that's what it is. So I don't have any problem with them raising prices from a consumer from a company standpoint. I get it. I'm trying to ask a couple different questions here. What do we think? Do we think of the company? Because a lot of people are kind of tearing apart the company, and I don't think that's fair. But from a consumer standpoint, I get it more. If the price has gone up, do you still get the same value out of it? That's what I'm trying to ask you guys. Kelsel says he's okay. I see a couple other people okay. A lot of other people are saying no. It's interesting. The other thing that I did want to bring up here in this conversation, Lewis mentioned it in my chat to my video, and Lewis didn't want to come, unfortunately, tonight. But one of the things that Arcade1Up did that was pretty smart is they've got to raise their prices. So it seems like it's a lot more to digest with these higher prices, but they added this partially company in where you can make partial payments. And I've probably been sitting way too back, and I apologize, guys, if I've been too low this show. But they've added this company partially where you can make multiple payments in order to pay it. And if you look at the 2 retailers here in Canada that are also selling these cabinets, it's Best Buy and The Brick. They also have options set up where you can do multiple payments instead of paying it all up front, which is a smart way. If you're going with such a high price point on your product, it's a little easier to stomach when you can make multiple payments. I've talked to Steve Victoria here a couple times, other people in Canada. They religiously shop through the Brick because they really like that, the fact that they can set it up to do it out over 4 or 5 payments. So it doesn't hurt as much than just dropping that $600 to $700 out front. So I think that's a good thing that they did that's going to help a lot of people adjust to the new price point. Copyright Strike says you only need to play Street Fighter 2 about 1,400 times in order for it to pay for itself. If you have to make payments, it better be a pinball machine. But I'll also play devil's advocate with that too. I mean, if we're at a point with these arcade machines where people don't feel comfortable making it a one-time purchase, just like I'm going to buy it right out, should you be buying these anyways? I don't know. Oh, hey, Mike, did you hear that the Big Blue Capcom and new TMNT cabinets are up for pre-order direct? Yeah, Nostalgia. Oh, my God. You're breaking news again here. I love Nostalgia. But isn't it just one payment in August? Kevret, I don't know the details on those. I know here in Canada, you could always do it with the Brick and set it up to be like, I don't know, multiple 4 or 5 payments. I thought that payments are a good thing, Digipunk says. So yeah, I mean, that's an option too. I know the shipping direct from Arcade1Up is a bit of a catcher with people. And I talked about this a lot, like the price increases in Canada, like when I first seen them, like $7.69 and $8.29, like I felt like throwing up. I was like, well, I'm out. Like, I can't do this anymore. But, people brought up a couple points, and I do know shipping is crazy here. And I'm not talking about shipping an individual product, but just like getting a container to one of the stores here in Canada in order to bring these in has gone up like 10, 20 times as expensive. So obviously they're not just going to eat that cost. They're going to pass some of that cost along to the consumer. So I get it. Yeah, Kelsel's Arcade, that's the thing you got to understand here. If you have to use the payment option in order to do this, I don't know if an arcade is really the choice that you should be making there. Dylan J says, we all have the money to buy these things, but we don't want to get ripped off. Well, that's the question, and that's really someone brought up the comment value proposition earlier, and that's what you have to. We need a Simpsons cabinet, Michael. It's coming. It's coming. But Dylan J, what you're saying there, from the company standpoint, they have to make their profit and they have to make their amount of money. I don't think they're trying to, get rich quick here. Adding these prices, increasing their prices doesn't do them any favors, trust me, because if they're trying to bring in a new audience, increasing their price point does not help them. That will not help them bring in new people. So in order for them to bring their prices up, they have to, in order to meet the profit margin that they're projecting based on their increased costs. So I get that. The value proposition to you is what's it worth to you. It doesn't matter if it's right for one person, not right for the other. You have to decide if the new price point meets your requirements. Like, what are you willing to spend? Like me, even when these first came out, I was like, geez, here in Canada, it was $3.99 when they first came out, and that was without the riser, any of the quality of life improvements, and then you could get them like on sale, sometimes down as low as $3.49, $3.29, and it seemed like it was really expensive to me, but like I ate it up. Then it got a little bit higher. I ate it up, and like this new jump, I'm having a hard time with. Don't want to give John D any more vape juice than I have to. I don't understand those comments. Like it's like people see charities, and like I work for a charity, so maybe this is a little too close to home, but people see charities and they're like, the executive director of the charity makes like $100,000, and they're like, oh, that's disgusting. Like, I can't believe he makes that much. I'm not going to support that charity and give him money. But like, obviously he's a good worker and he's probably worth that money. He probably brings in a lot more than that salary into the organization. So you're not funding some rich dude's salary. You're still funding the work that needs to be done. And if they don't have somebody that's qualified to do the job, I mean, who's going to do most of this work that makes the charity run? Like, people don't think that way. So like, I get it. You're trying to be funny, but like, I'll buy them when they blow them out at Walmart. And that's the other thing. You guys in the US, you can do that. If you don't like these prices, wait it out and see what happens. Every now and then, certain cabs, the big ones like NBA Jam, the ones they make tons of, you can expect to see price drops. Some other ones, maybe not. We're still just full-on troll mode now. Full-on troll mode. Yeah, Kelso's Arcade, listen, if it's worth it to him, he'll buy it. Exactly. Sling Spade, like, maybe we're looking at this the different way. Like, for me, I'm looking at these prices and I'm like, whatever, because I wasn't going to buy these cabs anyways, even if they were back to their regular pricing model. These are two cabs I probably wasn't going to buy anyways. So I'm in a weird place with it. It depends on when the stuff comes out that I really want. Like I just said, they drop a Robotron, then I've got a different problem and a different feeling. And maybe that's kind of what you're saying too. If this was a new cabinet you wanted, maybe you'd feel differently about it. But you've got double that feeling. You've got a cabinet you probably don't want that much with a new price, so it's a little bit more irritating. Maybe. All right, well, anyways, I did want to talk about a couple of other things here. So, I meant to show you guys too. The main reason why I'm streaming tonight is to show you my new Timex T80 Pac-Man watch. This thing is so stupid. I love it. I'm going to pick it apart. Oh, here's Jason from the Third Floor Arcade. Here's the person that I probably want to hear from the most. Jason, what do you think of the new price increases, and how many of the cabs that were released today did you pre-order? 1UP fanboys are going to fanboy out and pay anything and tell us we're all wrong. No, I don't think they need to do that. They don't need to tell you you're wrong. I mean, every consumer is different. Every consumer is willing to pay what they're willing to pay. But where this gets into a little bit of an awkward conversation, like, I'm not right to tell somebody else they're wrong. Like, I would never come on somebody else's stream and be like, oh man, why are you buying that? Unless it was nostalgia. Like, I would go on his stream and tear him apart. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a jokey thing, but no one should tell anybody else how they should spend their money, is what I'm saying, or what they should like. Bring them in the stream. I can't. I don't have stream ads. I'm working from OBS, and it is literally impossible to bring somebody into OBS. I don't know if there's a way to do it. If Tron was $700, I would be annoyed. James is right. I'm selling all my cabinets. My cabinets are and only investing in baby games. Yeah. Listen, guys. For people saying like only the Arcade1Up fanboys are going to buy these, like I will 100% on to you. I'm Arcade1Up for life. Like, I love this company. I've bought almost every single cabinet they put out. I love the idea of building a cabinet in my basement. I'm not trying to rip Arcade1Up apart because of these new prices. I'm trying to get some feedback from people on what they think of the new prices, and do you as a consumer think that they're justified? Will you buy them? Me personally, like I said, I don't know. You know, Dylan J brought up a good comment. If this was a new game, not so much a new game that these aren't new games, but if this was a game I was really excited in, like Robotron, I might have a different opinion than looking at two cabinets that I was never probably going to buy anyways. Street Fighter 2 Big Blue, the idea of playing Big Blue Wi-Fi interests me, but if I have to pay a lot more for it, plus sell something in my arcade already that I already love, it's a bit of a harder sell for me. Well, Zero, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Michael B, I think my max on Arcade1Up is $600. When I saw the GameStop deal with free shipping, I pulled the trigger on Big Blue. There you go. So Big Blue was $500, Jason? $599? Yeah, okay. So Jason, Third Floor Arcade, he's got Big Blue as well. Surprised Guitar Hero isn't on an Arcade1Up for sale. Man, oh man, I talked about it with Dance Dance Revolution, the absolute licensing nightmare of getting all those. The draw of the 1-up is the size, the look, and the cost. I don't know what that means, Zero Hero. $700 we can buy a Street Fighter at auction. That's true, yeah. $5.99 with free shipping. There it is. Soccer moms are not going to pay exactly. Like, people saying that Arcade1Up is doing this to try to just make money, man. Like, honestly, putting their prices up is not going to grow their brand. That's not. Making this more expensive is not going to bring casuals in that normally wouldn't buy this stuff. I'm not going to answer that for Restalgia, but Restalgia doesn't really work for At Games. Restalgia is like an independent contractor. Not like a WWF wrestler where you work for the company, but they call you an independent contractor. He's really an independent contractor. Golden Axe wasn't at a $100 discount when they sold it to consumers. That was the price. They just upped the price afterwards and then said it was discounted. Too much moolah for the new wave, Stark says. Well, the other thing too, I've talked about this ad nauseum when talking about these cabinets going up in price. Yeah, exactly. Casuals. So it's 6 games for $2. 6 games or 2. P-dubs, I don't know. I think it's 2 games. But Arcade1Up did say that there's a possibility some retailers will have different cabinets. Maybe it's kind of like Miss Pac-Man where... But my impression is that Best Buy made a mistake, but we'll see. Until Arcade1Up says something, I can't say. Wouldn't recommend this to a single casual. I've had a few ask me about this at work since I work in IT and known as a gamer at work. It'll be a hard no now. Do you think Arcade1Up might expand their product line and start making electric cars? Now that's a bananas jump. How about they hold the line for a year until prices can come down? Why release these cabinets and hurt their business? I don't know, Kevgrat. Maybe they don't think it will hurt their business. Maybe their projections like, listen, man, I'm just a guy from Newfoundland, Canada with a business degree. I don't know, man. I don't have all the answers. Yeah, X-Men cab is going to be exactly the same price as Turtles. Exactly, that's my guess. Yeah. Tough. You could start getting real arcades at these prices, but I don't want giant cabinets in my house. P-Dub's Arcade Loft, Arcade1Up needs to wake up and tell us what's up. I don't know if they know. I think that was just bad information that came out from Best Buy. I'll reach out to, and PW, you asked me to do this earlier, I'll reach out to one of my contacts here in Canada and see if I can get some clarification. But I'm guessing that I'll reach out later tonight and that ad will be changed on the Best Buy website is the best answer I could give you. Nostalgia. Oh. Yeah, guys, like, that's it. I don't have a lot more to say here. The prices are higher. From a company standpoint, I get it. From a consumer standpoint, I don't know if I see these minor upgrades as enough value to appreciate how much more it is. And also, from a consumer standpoint, I don't know if I have a dedicated amount that I'm willing to spend on this. But I can tell you, looking at arcade cabinets like Outrun and Big Buck Hunter here in Canada that had a higher price point. Like Outrun was $7.49 and Big Buck Hunter was $7.49 and then jumped up to $7.99. Something stopped me from buying those. So I think maybe my price point max on an arcade cabinet here in Canada might be $600 to $699. And if these new cabs are more expensive, I don't know if I got the gusto to buy those. Plus, I have a full arcade, and I'd have to sell something, which I don't really want to do. So, yeah. What's up with the partial pay? See, I don't understand that either. I get it that you could provide an option, but do you have to do the partial pay? You got to remember, I didn't really spend much time going through the Arcade1Up US site. I'm here in Canada, so I can just look through those. I look at the Arcade1Ups like Jordans, collectibles, and I can't hate them. It's one of the funnest things I like about this hobby. Absolutely. Listen, there's no hate here. Nothing like that. I'm not blaming them. Hey, I need to buy some MichaelB merch since we share the name. 0 people told Arcade1Ups to stop acting like ass clowns on public forums, not to stop providing basic information. People told Arcade1Up execs to stop acting like clowns on public forums. I'm so confused. Got my Big Buck Hunter 8333 on OfferUp. See, and that's how I got my Outrun. I bought it secondhand, and I would do that. Same with these cabs. Like if these cabs came out secondhand, maybe they would fall into a price point I would be more comfortable with. Biggest known hater. Here we go. Nostalgia. Full on troll tonight. Jason, I'm excited about that. I was excited, not so much for Turtles, because I already own Turtles. And I've said this 100 times. If TMNT, the new one, came out with the original art in the new form factor with Wi-Fi, even if it was still 2 games, if it had the original art, I would probably be interested. Even, I don't know about $8.29, but I would have been interested. It's the fact they went to the new art, the Turtles in Time, that I'm not down with. And I am really excited to play these beat-em-ups with friends. I think it will add extra layer of replayability to it. Like if I can call up a friend and be like, hey man, let's jump in on a game of X-Men. Or just jump in with some random people. It's that old thing. Like when you went to the arcade, unless there was nobody standing at the TMNT cabinet, you were more than likely jumping in the middle of the game with somebody else, especially when the game was super hot. It was new. The first time I ever played it, I beat it because I had like $8 in quarters and just jumped in like pretty much at the Krang fight in the Technodrome. That's WKRP in Cincinnati. That's 100% what I wanted to get tonight. I want to get some feedback from people on what they think of the price increases and are they still going to buy them. Dylan J, they did have a confirmed game list. It's 2 games. That's it. What happened was Best Buy either have some new information or some old information. I will get to the bottom of it tonight. Kevgrit says, it's Arcade1Up, that's how. Sometimes there's some misinformation. I don't know what goes on. Like, looking from the outside... Techno Shaman. Outrun. I'm on the lookout for Namco Legacy Cab. If anybody sees a good sale price, let me know. Walmart had it for $349 about a week ago. Was that the one with the light up marquee and the riser? Because I really like that Namco Legacy Cab. Bobby Vu makes a very good point. Reason why price is high is because of us. We talk too much about it and it given hype and 1UP are watching. That's how price is high now, because we hype it up. People are selling Arcade1Up on Facebook Marketplace for over retail. I think they check eBay and see we were asking $1,200 for Asteroid, so I will too. I mean, I'm on the fence with X-Men. At $650, I got to pass on it. $4.99 sounds better. See, Third Floor with Jason, that's where I'm too. Like, I'm full in the arcade. And I didn't know what I was going to do this year with Simpsons, X-Men coming out. But, yeah, like, with the major price increases, it makes me a lot more willing to let those slip by and just play those games on a multicade, because now, Dominic, don't worry about it. We're complaining about price. We're not complaining about prices. We're conversing about the price increases that were kind of confirmed or announced today. Yeah, see, that's the hard... No, I didn't order anything today. I'm not going to. I almost got my 1 month chip of not buying anything Arcade1Up related. WKRP in Cincinnati, we talked about this, me and you, privately anyways. We're in the exact same boat. I'm a huge fan. I'm Arcade1Up for life. Love their product, love what I'm doing down there, but just at this price point, it's tough. Our money is also buying less these days with inflation being so high. Someone else mentioned that there was somebody in the Arcade1Up Canadian fan page today, Steve Lafort, and he mentioned he was a gaming person here in Canada, and he was defending Arcade1Up's price increases pretty hard. And at one point when he mentioned he was like into gaming, I was like, does he work for Arcade1Up? I don't understand. Like, he's going right into me explaining why this is not a bad value increase, and I was like, whatever. But, you know, looking back on what he was saying, like, nothing he was saying was wrong. I mean, it costs a fortune to get stuff here into Canada. They got to make I get it. But he did mention that inflation is going everywhere. Our money's just worth less. Even though our exchange rate might be closer to the U.S., all money is just worth less. I think that the exchange rate difference between Canada and the U.S. is tough. I certainly saw it when they announced the Toy Shock price was going to be $7.49 now in Canada, and we all thought, man, that's crazy. But then these Arcade1Up prices come out, and you can say, okay, well, yeah, there's certainly some problems here. Did we talk about the Churchcade? Sweet swappable control decks. No, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll leave that for somebody else to talk about. Wesley Jackson, that's another thing I talked to Lewis Chambers from the Arcade1Up fan page about earlier today. At the same time, with the Rehash cabinets, like I made my video the other day, if they weren't making them, people were complaining about that, because people were complaining, oh my god, how come I can't get X cabinet? Why are you guys not selling it anymore? So they make it available again, and the first thing people say is, what's with the rehashes? So, I mean, you know, a poor company can't win sometimes, right? I gotta check my mic. Guys, is my mic sounding okay? Because I feel like I'm lighter than I would normally be on this chat. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Usually I'm super loud. Oh, there we go. Super loud. I was too far away. I hate the marquee gaps in the front of the new cabs. Marquee gaps in the front of the new cabs? What are you talking about? Richard Wildello. I love beat 'em ups too, Digipunk. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. That's how I'm going to relax. Like, I'm probably going to go down after this. I'm looking forward to spending a night in the arcade. I'm going to get into some pinball stuff pretty hard. Hey, John Hour. I love... I killed pinball. If you guys watched me and P-Dub stream last night, he said, how often do you play your pinball tables? And I was like, regularly. I went down then and got the highest score I ever got in Empire Strikes Back on my Star Wars pinball table. I got like 43 million. So I don't know how that compares to everybody else, but I know the best I had ever done before that was 16 million. So I couldn't believe how well I was playing. I had a ton of fun playing my Arcade1Up pinballs last night. I'm not really missing the $2.99 cabs. I'm missing now the $3.99 cabs because we were at a real good sweet spot. With these cabs having a light up marquee and riser included at $3.99, and honestly, Wi-Fi shouldn't cost that much more. He's talking about wings, Mike. Oh, the wings on the cabinet. Yeah, I don't like those either. I don't understand what the point is with that. So P-Dubs is your good luck charm. Maybe. Play pinball on my ALP every day. Yeah, I do too, actually. I at least have one game. Nice jump-in score. iArcade should bring their 200 off deal. I bet they would see a ton this week. Yeah, now would be good timing. If another company really wanted to... secret to pinballs using both flippers at the same time every time. Nostalgia, people can grow, man. We can grow. We can improve. Mike, rehash plus price gouge equals no buy. Not for everybody. We talked about this on Instagram earlier. Like, you know what? I already have about 2 Street Fighters. And at this price point, when I have a good working Street Fighter, well, I have a Street Fighter in my arcade, so I'm good. Chosen One is playing Civil War on his pinball table right now. I want to go down. I want to play. I got to stop myself because what happens is I turn on the table and I'll immediately jump into like the normal tables. So if I jump into Marvel, I jump into Spider-Man and just don't play anything else. So I've got to force myself to play some other stuff because I haven't played Thor in a while. I want to try to get a little bit better at Fantastic Four, so I want to give that a couple games. And X-Men. Those are the games I love playing. Plus ugly cab art. Yeah, I do not like the cab art for the Big Blue. I don't like the fact that it has that weird diagram on the front plate. I wish it was just like, I wish it was reversible, and it just had another side that was blue that had a coin door. Like, I hate the look of that Ryu with M. Bison in back of him. Like, I don't like it at all. Yeah, I was trying to tell the story the other day that M. Bison in Japan is actually Balrog, and M. Bison, Balrog is actually M. Bison, but they knew they would get sued because it's so close to Mike Tyson. Working on Hurricane on Attack from Mars, yeah. Play that table until your arms get Thor. What happens is I play that table, and I'm up around 50 million on Thor, but I get lost because I know how to do the first challenge against Loki. That one's easy. The second challenge against the Frost Giant, but like when I get to the challenge against the big armored unit, I just don't know how to do it. 82 million's an awesome score. I should probably read the table instructions. I don't like doing that. I like trying to figure it out on my own. I think the TMNT was originally four something, wasn't it? It wasn't $3.99 originally. I thought it was more expensive, but I could be wrong. I know WKRP in Cincinnati. I gotta mod my At Games Legends pinball, but super chat here from Sling Spade. Thank you so much, Sling Spade. We have now talked about the cabs without a stool and no light up deck. How much do you think those will be? Will they be at Walmart? Yes, I think 100% there's going to be a Street Fighter 2 Big Blue at Walmart for $4.99. Yeah, Dylan J makes a good point. I think $100 cheaper. New TMNT. There's a rumor based on a post from Best Buy in Canada that there's 4 additional games. Nothing life-changing. Metamorphic Force is probably the one that really stands out to me, but yeah, TMNT was $3.99, no riser, a lit marquee. Devil Waldo makes an excellent point here as well. They're still cashing in on nostalgia. There are people out there that would die for a Big Blue or Turtles in Time and haven't yet been an Arcade1Up. If you have 10 plus cabs, these aren't as intriguing. 100%. I've bought 2 Street Fighter cabinets, and I've bought Turtles. And I already have a light up marquee for my Turtles. So yeah, I'm just not as intrigued for that one. I get it. Vendetta is awesome, Digipunk says. Maybe I will try that later on my AtGames Legends Ultimate. Through nefarious means. Don Chafee says, tomorrow will be huge for our arcade, and he can't say. I wonder why. Us YouTubers already know, don't we, Kev Gret? Whoever gets Shredder's Revenge might get my attention. Yeah, there was a ton of people that for some reason thought Shredder's Revenge was going to be coming to this Arcade1Up cabinet for some reason. I don't know what's going to happen there. Well, honestly, the first company that's going to get Shredder's Revenge is going to be AtGames, because you can just buy it through Steam and play it on your AtGames Legends Ultimate. Yeah. So, I don't know if I said this the other night. I don't think that Arcade1Up considers the Capcom Legacy a Street Fighter cabinet. I think they just consider it a Capcom cabinet. So they don't think they released 2 Street Fighters in the same year. So, I don't know. Like, for me, with 2 Street Fighter arts, like, it's hard to justify that when I don't have much space in the arcade. But there's some people that would be happy with having all the Street Fighter versions. I don't know. Yeah, and there's the other thing. You can wait. Rob P says, I think the Walmart release of Big Blue and Turtles in Time at $4.99 will be the perfect price point for me. I don't know if Turtles in Time is going to have a $4.99 release. I'm not 100% sure about that, because usually the 4-player cabinets are a little bit more expensive because there's extra cost for the control panel. Yeah, and Kessel's Arcade's got it. If you have a Switch-mounted arcade cabinet, which is his Final Fight, you can just play Shredder's Revenge through that. Yeah, Stormy90. Honestly, London Drugs is the place to look. Alex LaRock says TMNT with Riser here in Canada was $5.50 when release. Thought it was... Yeah, you're right. $5.49. It was $5.49. That was when everything else was $5.29. Brad O'Connell says all the beat 'em ups are in Coin Ops X, just not replay value for me. You beat them and you're done. Yeah, and I always hear that comment. Like, me personally, I could play a beat 'em up every single night. I find it relaxing. I find it enjoyable. The games that probably get the most play in my arcade are honestly my beat 'em ups. I'll play Final Fight. I'll play, it's not a beat 'em up, but I'll play 1944 a lot. I'll play Punisher. Punisher is the biggest reason I still have my Marvel Superheroes cab, because basically once I beat all those games, for some reason I just didn't have any interest going back and learning everybody else's moves. I was just kind of done with them. And then Turtles, of course, and Golden Axe get a lot of attention from me. Wesley, I think that AtGames definitely has something there with a light gun cabinet and also with a driving cabinet. It's only a matter of time. See, I've never seen anything from the source for clearouts. I should take a look at them. My favorite thing about London Drugs is sometimes they'll have random sales on stools and stuff too. Need the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. I think we're going to be a while before that comes out. Love Punisher. I love Punisher too. Big Buck Hunter and Marvel Pinball get played the most in my basement. That is interesting, Bob. Anyways, guys, we're pretty much at the end of the hour there now. I just wanted to get some feedback from you guys, what you thought of the new prices, kind of give my thoughts, and just talk about it in general, like what we all think. I've been chomping at the bits all day, and I'm glad also I had some time to kind of sit back and digest it, because my initial reaction was kind of like throw up, because you guys know I love Arcade1Up. I want to buy all these cabs, but it gets so hard when the prices get so much higher in order for me to constantly pick up cabinets, especially when I got to dump other cabinets and justify doing so. So I appreciate all your guys' feedback. I see a varied opinion. I see a lot of people that are just happy because these new titles are coming out and it's a new opportunity to play and cost isn't really a function. You're going to get that because some people aren't in the exact same economic status as some people. Like Gelsel's Arcade, I get the impression that, he does pretty well, but not everybody is as affluent as he is, and maybe it's a little harder and you got to justify the cabs too more. There he is. 1UP already has a gun cab, so I have no doubt another game will be released soon. Like we talked about it earlier, like now they're offering like multiple payments, and you know what? If you have to use a multiple payment in order to buy an Arcade1Up, maybe Arcade1Up isn't something you should be buying if it's that tough. And I'm not trying to, big time anybody or anything like that. I'm just saying that's what it is. So, error in chat. Oh, I don't want an error in chat. But anyways, the main point to this is the prices are gone up a little bit. It seems like a lot, and it's up to you whether or not you think it's good value based on what you have. It's really interesting getting all your opinions and seeing them. So are you going to order? No, I'm not going to order these guys. You need to think better of me. My Chill and Chat on Monday is going to be celebrating my 1 month chip. You're welcome, Mike Amon. Thanks for coming in, brother. And thanks everybody for being here tonight. This is a wonderful hobby we have. I am just trying to get some feedback from everybody in the community, not trying to make anybody negative or feel bad about buying anything. The B, MichaelB, does stand for big time. It actually stands for burgers. No, I didn't place my order, Kongs R Us. I didn't buy anything. Here in Canada, too, I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard to order from these other companies because Best Buy, you never know when you're going to get it. EB Games, which is our GameStop equivalent, you don't know what's going on with them. The Brick is fantastic, but really, you're better off just waiting and then ordering from Walmart when Walmart puts them out. When Walmart puts them out, they'll usually be one of the first places that you will get them from, and it's pretty easy. Anyways, I'd talk your ears off and talk all night about burgers, Arcade1Up, my new Pac-Man watch that I love so much. Look, I can tell what time it is in the dark now because of the Indiglow. Oh, P-Dubs did something awful just now. P-Dubs just ordered the Big Blue. There it is. There it is. Placed a pre-order. I knew he couldn't help himself. Anyways, guys, everybody have a fantastic night. This is MichaelB the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.